Everything goes to us. I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach. Everything? The house that I've been helping pay the mortgage on for the past 4 years? The cottage that I paid $30,000 to renovate last summer? Mom's face flushed. That's not relevant, Jasmine. Family helps family. You know that. Yeah, family helps family, I repeated slowly. Like when I paid for both their college tuitions, or when I send you $600 every month for household expenses. My parents looked away, unable to meet my eyes. Tiffany snorted. Don't act all high and mighty, Jazzy. You've always been jealous that Mom and Dad love us more. Excuse me? I felt my face growing hot. It's true, Tyler added. You've always resented us because you had to babysit while we got to have fun. It's not our fault you were born first. I looked at my parents, waiting for them to defend me, to say anything to contradict this ridiculous accusation. Instead, Mom's face hardened. You should be ashamed, Jasmine. Talking about money at a family dinner. You've always been obsessed with counting every penny. Meanwhile, your brother and sister are struggling to find good jobs in this economy. And whose fault is that? I shot back. They've never made them take responsibility for anything. They can't keep jobs because they've never had to work for anything in their lives. See, Tiffany said triumphantly. Jealous and greedy. I pushed my chair back from the table. What I see is that I've been supporting this family for years while getting nothing but criticism in return. And now I find out you're cutting me out of the will entirely. For what? For being responsible. Dad stood up abruptly. I think you should leave, Jasmine. When you've calmed down and can discuss this rationally, we can talk again. I was stunned into silence. As I gathered my jacket, the twins smirked at me from across the room. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, Tyler called after me. This is our house now, not yours. The drive home was a blur. All I could think about was how blind I've been all these years. The doctor felt like an out-of-body experience. My hands gripped the steering wheel so tightly my knuckles turned white, but I barely registered the road in front of me. By some miracle, I made it back to my apartment without incident. You're such an idiot, Jasmine, I muttered to myself as I kicked off my shoes in the entryway. Such a complete and utter fool. I went straight to my wine rack and grabbed a bottle of Cabernet, not the cheap stuff I usually save for cooking, but the expensive one I've been saving for a special occasion. Well, finding out your family has been using you like an ATM seemed special enough. As I poured myself a generous glass, memories flooded back all those times I'd helped them financially over the years. 3 years ago, when Tyler totaled his first car, I gave him $5,000 for a down payment on a new one because he needs reliable transportation for school. Last year, when Tiffany decided she wanted to become a yoga instructor, I paid for her $2,500 certification program. Then there was the $30,000 I spent renovating the lake cottage after a pipe burst and caused water damage, a cottage I've used exactly twice in the 4 years since my parents bought it. But the biggest expenditure by far was covering their house payments. 4 years ago, when my parents were looking to downsize from our old family home, they fell in love with their current place but struggled with the monthly payments on their retirement income. They took out the mortgage themselves, but right after I got my promotion they asked if I could help them with the payments. So for the past 4 years, I've been sending them $1,800 every month to cover their mortgage, plus an additional $600 I sent them each month for utilities and property taxes. That's $2,400 a month, I said aloud, doing the math, for 4 years. The total made me wince. Almost $115,000 I'd given them. And for what? To be told I wasn't getting anything in the will because I was doing well financially. I took my wine to the couch and stared out at the city lights. The truth was, I wasn't even that interested in inheriting their house or the cottage. But hurt was the dismissive way that announced it, as if my contributions meant nothing, as if I meant nothing. And using my favorite meal as a bribe, that was just manipulative. I opened my banking app and stared at the scheduled transfers, $1,800 to Mom and Dad mortgage scheduled for the 15th, and $600 to parents' expenses for the 1st of each month. With a deep breath, I canceled both recurring payments. Then I turned off my phone, finished my wine and went to bed. The next morning, I woke up feeling lighter than I had in years. For the first time, I didn't have to worry about setting aside a huge chunk of my paycheck for my parents. I could actually start saving aggressively for my own future. I spent the next 2 weeks throwing myself into work, staying late at the office, and bringing projects home on weekends. My phone remained blissfully silent, no calls or texts from my family. It was as if our confrontation had never happened. Then, exactly 14 days after the disastrous dinner, I received a text from my mother. Jasmine, don't forget the mortgage payment is due today. Also, we need the household money by Friday. The electric bill is higher this month. I stared at my phone in disbelief. Was she serious? After everything that had happened, she was still expecting me to send money, as if cutting me out of the will and insulting me to my face was just business as usual. I typed her response. I won't be making any more payments for the mortgage or bills. I'm not going to financially support a house that you've made clear I have no stake in. Please make other arrangements. I hit send and set my phone down, my heart pounding. Within 15 minutes it rang. Mom's name flashed on the screen. I took a deep breath and answered. How dare you, she shrieked, skipping any greeting.